Hello everyone. Well, I'm finally back. You know, when you're trying to do something, life gets busy. I wanted to teach you a few things about the Aleph Bet, the Hebrew alphabet. Some very basic things, but things that are foundational truths of how things became, what the Hebrew language is, why it has so many meanings, and why it's so colorful. Even the sounds that they make have some deep meanings. So the title is The Colorful World and Sound of the Hebrew Letters, the Aleph Bet. A basic look into some of the Hebrew letters. And I told you we're going to talk about two major ones that began it all. So let's go. So we have a little picture of a little family here. Let me see if I can move myself over. See the little family? Alright. It's all about family. It really is. Especially when you're talking about the Hebrew alphabet or the Bible or Torah itself. Alright, so this is the first look of the Hebrew letters. So if you see, we have Aleph, Bet, Gimel, Dalet, He, Vav, Zayin, Chet, Set, Yod, Chaf, Lamed, Mem, Nun, Samech, Ayin, Pe, Zari, Kuf, Resh, Shin, and Tav. Okay, those are the Hebrew letters, the 22 foundational letters. And there's some other letters that are out there, but they're meant for other things. These are the foundational letters here. And if you notice that the first 10 are numbered 1 through 10, and then the second set goes from 20 to 90, and the last set goes from 100 to 400. And all the numbers have great meaning. All the letters have great meaning. And if you see below here, these are the script, like what we call cursive writing. Okay, well they actually have a type of writing like that as well. So we read Hebrew from right to left. So it starts from here instead of over here this way. We start from here this way. And like I said, these letters are on fire. They're alive, they're moving, constantly moving. Alright, so and this is the paleo chart, the ancient Hebrew. And this is where we get into where these are the DNA structure. Let me get myself out of the way here. These are this is the DNA structure of the ancient Paleo Hebrew. And so if you see that they have word pictures, so this one's going from left to right. It should be right to left, but that's the way the chart is. You see the Aleph, it says ox, strength, and the leader, and then the Bet says a house or in or inside. The Gimel is a foot or a camel or pride, and the Dalet is a tent door or a pathway. The He is a lo or behold something. The Vav is a nail or peg, something that connects. And the Zayin is a plow, a weapon to cut off. And there's other meanings behind all these. Now we're not going to go into each and every single one of these. I just wanted you to see that. Let's go back real quick. I want to concentrate on these two, the Aleph and Bet for now. Okay, so we have the Aleph as our first letter. And it means the ox. And we go back one more time. You see the Aleph and the Bet here, the 1 and the 2. These are the values of the letters. Okay, so we come here and we see that the value of the letters 1 and 2, Aleph Bet, and we see the house, the strength, or a leader. And the Bet means a house, or it actually means a tent also. Okay, so when we come to it, the Aleph, we're represented by the ox. Might look a cow, but it's an ox. Or the strength, and then the Bet. So the strength, or the head of the house, we have these two letters, the Av, the Aleph and the Bet. The Bet makes a B or a V sound. It just matters how it's being used, but it equals the word father. So we say Avenu. Avenu means in Hebrew our father. But when we say Abba or Ab, it means father also. Or Abba means actually like daddy, papa. But it's Aramaic term that was borrowed. But Av or Ab would be father in Hebrew. And you see a picture of the family here, the father and a mother and the children. And so you see that the very two words, the Aleph Bet is what we call the Hebrew alphabet. The Aleph Bet is constitutes all of the 22 Hebrew letters, but it's the Aleph Bet that begin them all, and the entire Hebrew alphabet is named after the Aleph Bet, And so the Aleph Bet, the Hebrew letters, are named after the Father, which is our Father. So everything that was made and came into existence is made by these letters because it represents the Father, and nothing came to be except it came through Him. And this is why he created his letters. And in letters create words. And what is the Word? The Word is Yeshua. He is the Word made flesh. And he in the book of John, it says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Elohim, and He was Elohim. So, the Father are the letters, and the Father sent His Word, or His Son, for all of His family and all of mankind. So there's some other deep teachings, but, I just want to show you just understanding of how deep the Hebrew can go, just from the very basic understanding. Okay, so let's go. The word Father equals Ab, or Av, like I said, and it equals 3. Because the Aleph and the Bet, as we saw earlier in the other chart, the Aleph has a number 1, and the Bet is represented by number 2, which equals 3. And then we have the mother, in Hebrew is pronounced M, which is a Aleph and a Mem. I didn't have the actual letters here. I'm just trying to show you really quickly what the letters can mean. So you would have an Aleph and a Mem, and it equals 41. And so Aleph equals 1, the Bet equals 2, 2 plus 1 equals 3. That's how you would spell the Father. Now the mother, you spell with the Aleph, a Mem, and it's 40 and 1, so it's 41. So Aleph has a numerical value of 1, and the Mem has 40. And there's some really interesting meanings behind that. We know the Father means the strength of the house, but what is the mother? The strength of the water. Water brings all life. We all came from the womb, which is inside the mother, and it's with water that we're in there. And so from her womb brings life. So she is the strength, or the head, or the power of the waters that bring life. And that equals 41. Yeah, Mama's special, isn't she? Okay, so now we have Father equals 3. Father equals 3. Mama equals 41. 41 plus 3 equals 44. So let's remember that number 44. Very important, because when you combine the mother, when a man and a woman come together and they become married and they have children, now they're a father and a mother. Okay. So we have this word called child, Yeled, Yod, Lamed, Dalet, and the Yod is represented by the number 10. Lamed has a value of 30, and Dalet has a number of 4. The child actually equals 44. Remember what that 44 meant. So, Father, number 3, plus mother, the 41, equals the child, which is 44. This is something very awesome that we see, that no matter when we take a look at the Hebrew alphabet, the Aleph Bet, and we take out the letters that make the word Father, and we take the letters that make the word Mother, and when you combine them together, it equals the word for child. The values do. Now, this is not something anybody can make up. This language has been around for thousands of years. This is something the Father has placed as a foundation principle. He has locked it into His letters, into His language, and for us to dig this out. And so as we are the kings and queens of this earth, we're not sinners forgiven. We're forgiven. Yes, we are forgiven. We once were sinners, but now we're children of the King. And all these special things that we find out, all of these jewels, all of these precious treasures, they belong to us. And if you read in Zephaniah 3:9, he says that He will restore unto His people a pure language. And that language, I really believe, is going to be a form of Hebrew. And I'm not sure what form of Hebrew, because there's many. But like I said before, it's that DNA structure that made us all. And it really is, because if you want to do a really good study, go and look at the way the DNA structure is made, and go into some deep studies in the science field, and look at the names that are used to name the parts of the DNA structure, and you will surely find that there are Hebrew words that are used to name the DNA structure. Coincidence? I think not. Well, like I said before, be blessed and be your best. I hope you enjoyed this little video. It takes time to put these things together. I'm trying to put the graphics to give you visuals to maybe help you see some things maybe you haven't seen before. Aleph Bet. The strength of the house is the father and the mother. They surely do equal a child. So there's only one way to get a child, a real child, and that's through a father and a mother. That's the way the Father has made it since the beginning. And when He returns, He's going to restore all things to the way He had them from the beginning. So, like I said, be blessed and be your best. You are blessed. You're more than an overcomer. And all the riches of the world are yours. Ask and believe. Knock, and when you ask, believing, you surely will have the desire of your heart. Be blessed.